My name's Mike Fogg, and I'm the VP of Business Development here at Diedrich RPM. And today, we're going to talk about the crunchy goodness of cookies. What kind of cookies? Chocolate chip? Macadamia nut? Actually, I'm allergic to those. Today, we're going to talk about browser cookies. More specifically, third-party browser cookies and how Google is phasing them out by 2021. So what does that mean for us as marketers? How will that affect your business? What will that mean for you as a user? Well, stay tuned and we'll cover all of that and more. So why is Google phasing out third-party cookies? Well, in simplest terms, because privacy. User privacy has become pretty important. A lot of people and nations are pushing to have more control over their data. In fact, some countries and states are enacting laws to protect consumer privacy. Third-party cookies enable all sorts of data sharing, and to that can also affect your online browsing experience. So Google is phasing them out by 2021. Safari and Firefox have already phased out third-party cookies. They're disabled by default. You can re-enable them. Same with Chrome. You can also disable and re-enable cookies, but by 2021 they will no longer be on websites across the world. With this change, more than half of all of the browsers in the entire world will no longer utilize third-party cookies. And that'll have a sweeping effect across our internet as we know it. What exactly is a cookie? How many are on our machine? Some websites can utilize up to and over 800 cookies on a single browser. On average, there are usually about 10 cookies installed on users' machines and devices when they visit a website. Most cookies help users have a faster internet experience. They cache data so that when a user goes back to the website, the page loads faster. Also, cookies are used to help identify users so that when you visit a website and you go somewhere else, you're served an experience online that is tailored to you. More specifically, when it comes to advertisements, cookies enable you to see ads that are relevant to you. Research has shown that people prefer to have an internet experience that relates to them, that is relevant to them. Most browsers let you block cookies simply by navigating to your settings menu, finding third-party cookies, and unchecking or checking the box to allow them on your machine. Once you delete those cookies, marketers and websites will no longer have access to that information to allow them to track your behavior. So what about the people that want third-party cookies? Some users enjoy cookies. They want advertisements that are related to them. When they go browse and look through different websites, they want to see new brands and products that are related to them. So moving forward, how do we conduct digital marketing without third-party cookies? Well, since Safari and Firefox have already done away with third-party cookies enabled by default, the blueprints for this have already been laid. There are several different ways to track users without third-party cookies. Right now, you can use IP addresses. You can trace IP addresses across the internet. Usually, most users do not change their IP address on a continuous basis. Also, first-party cookies. Those aren't going away anytime soon. So if you're the owner of a website, you can enable your own cookies to help you facilitate your digital marketing efforts. Digital fingerprinting is another way. That takes a look at the user's machine, the fonts, the size of the screen, the browser, the other applications, and anything else that you can see from a digital perspective to make a digital fingerprint of that user. You can then store that data and reference it when you see that similar fingerprint come back on your website. Related to that is CMS data, content management systems like WordPress and Drupal. If your website is set up correctly, you're already using that information for your analytics. Different content strategies call for different tactics. Thankfully, moving forward, there are several options at our fingertips. So moving forward without third-party cookies might seem scary. So how can you be prepared for 2022? Well, for established businesses, Google doing away with third-party cookies kind of means going back to the way things used to be. It means more pinpointed ads. These ads might not contain the hyper-targeting mechanisms that third-party cookies enabled, yet plenty of data is still available with the other tactics we talked about earlier. Some businesses may want to switch to alternative methods completely, like email, newsletter, so on and so forth. The key here, and I think this is starting to resonate across the internet, is quality content. The more quality content you create, the more engagements you'll get from users, and the more beneficial information you'll have as a user that is relevant to you that you'll want to engage with. And let's not forget social media. Targeted ads on social media is a growing industry, even more so with the phase out of third-party cookies. The tools you can find on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and more are even better and even stronger than they used to be. And moving forward, you'll be able to maintain that hyper-targeting that you had with third-party cookies. It may take a little bit longer to navigate that setup process, but the results will definitely be rewarding. If you want to follow your audience around with your brand and your ad after someone has visited your site, you'll have to utilize several new methods of technology that are coming to the table. Persistent identities, for example, work across multiple devices, unlike third-party cookies. Persistent identities are created when a user logs into a site like Facebook, Twitter, Google, login platforms, and other advertising marketplaces. That information can be tied to a persistent ID and used to identify users as they navigate the web. This technology is new, however, so be prepared for limitations, optimizations, changes, and maybe things going away again like we're seeing with third-party cookies. Or entirely new technologies popping up, like IAB Technology Laboratories' Project ReArc. Project ReArc promises to be a game-changing technology to enable user privacy, but allow marketers and businesses to track users across the web. It's something that we're paying close attention to as marketers, and you should too for your business. However, which one will stand the test of time is yet to be determined. So, are you ready for a world without third-party cookies? It might sound scary, but moving forward, new technologies will develop and old technologies will fade away. We've seen this movie before. So whatever you do, make sure you keep your ear to the ground when it comes to digital marketing. Pay attention to the changes. It might be a challenge now, but as every door closes, a new one opens. And exciting times are ahead. Lots of technology is coming to the marketplace, so make sure that whatever you do, you don't sit back and get stagnant with your digital marketing efforts. And make sure to tune in to our blogs and our upcoming videos as we guide you through all these changes and trends, tips, and more information that comes your way every single month. Once again, my name is Mike Fogg. I'm the VP of Business Development here at Diedrich RPM. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time.